Veneer is made from a very thin slice of timber, only around 0.6 of a millimetre thick, that's joined together into a large sheet and then pressed onto a panel. It's designed for use in cabinetry, furniture, wall panelling and more. Well, that's the quick version. There's a lot of craft and skill in choosing and laying out veneer leaves to create a panel that will work as a uniquely beautiful surface. So here's some things that may be handy to know. Using veneer is a much more sustainable option than solid wood. 1 cubic metre of solid wood will yield 900 square metres of veneer. Once a block of wood has been sliced, the bundle of leaves is called a flitch. The flitches are then graded and trimmed before a full sheet lay-on is created that can be pressed onto a substrate such as MDF. Locally sourced New Zealand veneers are all supplied in flitches, so we can customise the layout for each order. Imported veneers are already supplied in a full sheet lay-on. Each single leaf of veneer is totally unique. Just as we have fingerprints, every tree has its own distinct colour and patterning. There are more than 35 species to choose from in our collection of natural veneers. Pale species such as ash, oak and pine are versatile as they look great in their natural colour, but are also easily stained. The choice would depend on what type of grain structure you like. If you want the grain to be a talking point, then veneers such as zebrano or spotted gum are worth considering. Darker species such as walnut and teak are valued for their richness and require little more than a clear coat to finish them. Given veneer is so unique, our samples are cut from a range of trees, but your veneer will come from a different one. That variation in colour, grain and texture is part of using a natural product. Always provide a control sample if you want your veneer to be as close as possible to a particular colour. One important thing to note too, because veneer is a natural product, it will fade when exposed to sunlight. Be sure to use a non-yellowing coating and UV inhibitors to provide some protection. Our New Zealand native species are a precious resource, and we take a lot of care to ensure these are all sustainably sourced. Our wood source manager seeks out a range of sought-after New Zealand timbers, and before they are harvested, checks they are covered by the correct permits from the Ministry of Primary Industries. There's also careful oversight to ensure they are harvested in line with all compliance standards. Most New Zealand native species come from wind-blown or salvaged trees, or from sustainable plantations. Our standard range includes Rimu, Tawa, Kahikatea, Matai, Totara and Silver Beech. Rimu is the most popular and is unique for the variable colour and grain that comes from different parts of the tree. Heart Rimu from the centre of the tree is richest in colour, while the colour becomes more pale as you move further out the log. How the timber is cut from the tree makes a huge difference to how the grain will appear. There are 4 options. Crown cut is the most common and is where the slice of veneer goes right through the heart of the log. It provides a very distinctive effect that cannot be mistaken for anything but a real tree. Quarter cut is where the log is cut at right angles to the growth rings and gives a finer and straighter grain, but still enough character to create some stunning design effects. Rotary cut is where the log is rotated around its axis and peeled off like a carpet roll. It creates a very distinctive curvy grain. Recut veneer involves taking a pile of sliced veneer leaves and laminating them together into a block, and then slicing them again. It creates a much finer and more consistent grain, and makes matching veneer panels much easier. You might also hear the term recon veneer. That's simply a recut veneer that has been dyed, giving added consistency to the colour as well as the grain. Veneer leaves are joined together to create what we call a lay-on, which is a full sheet of veneer that can be pressed. How you choose to lay up those leaves has a huge impact on the final look. Book-matched is a great option, especially for crown cut and quarter cut veneers, when you essentially mirror the 2 leaves as if you were opening a book. Each strip is a reflection of the previous one. Slip matched is a technique favoured if the veneer is going to be stained. It reduces the colour variation between the leaves and is the most common method for quarter-cut veneers. A planked layup is also known as random matched or mismatched. The veneer leaves are joined together randomly to give an appearance which emulates the look of solid timber. And if you didn't have enough choices, all of these layups can be created in a cross-grain format, where the grain is laid up to run horizontally across your panel instead of vertically, which is the standard option. There's no rules when it comes to choosing the layup. If you want to get some inspiration, then check out the veneer colour pages and showcase on our website. Where your veneer panel is being used will most likely determine what substrate you'd use. MDF is the standard substrate for veneer. Ours are all rated E0 and there is a moisture resistant option. MDF FR is often chosen for wall and ceiling panels where fire resistance is important. We put 4,000 sheets into the Christchurch Justice Precinct and this was perforated to add an additional design effect. We've got black or natural options. Plywood substrates are also popular for use with veneers and we have 3 options. Birch plywood has a really attractive ply edge and looks great when left exposed. Gaboon plywood is rated Super E0 for formaldehyde and great for high moisture areas. Feather ply is ideal when you want to reduce weight in a project, like a caravan or mobile trade display. For major projects, we can work to select and put aside veneer sheets that will match, and in some cases, you can visit our veneer store and be involved in this. We supply our veneer lightly sanded, but it must be sanded further before any coating is applied. Veneer is a natural wood and will fade when exposed to sunlight. Use a non-yellowing coating and UV inhibitors to provide some protection, and seek help from a professional coating supplier. Veneer edging is available for our top-selling species and can be custom made on request for other species. Our website is a major resource if you want help in selecting veneer. You can view and download full sheet swatches of all our veneers. And if you see a camera icon on the swatch, then click on that and you'll see an installation photo.